is going on, everybody? How are we doing today? It is Friday, if you can believe it. I don't know where you're watching from, how your week's been going, what you've got going on this weekend, but we can all just celebrate the fact that it's Friday, and it's Friday here at United vs. Everybody. I am Sean, your host. Thank you guys for stopping by and giving me a little bit of your time today. We got a special episode today because throughout the season, you guys know I've done little updates here and there on our academy lads, our loanees and whatnot. But today, just like the other day, all about the youngsters. In part one, if you guys caught that one, we went through the academy and took a closer look at how the youngsters are doing, who could be next in line, who's in the under 18s, things like that. Go check out that video. That was a fun one. Really good interaction from everybody. Today, though, is part two. And today we're taking a look at our youngsters that are currently out on loan. So how they're doing, where they're playing, if they're getting minutes and stuff, you know, what they could offer breaking into the first team. Are they ready? Is the loan doing well? All that kind of stuff. That's what we're going through today. The initial plan was to do it all as one video. And then as I was going through and I was like, no, this is definitely going to be a 2-video thing. So thank you guys for checking it out. I know some of you are really big into the academy. Some of you are all about the youngsters. Obviously, United is all about the youngsters, but it's good to see that there's an interest in it. Just like some of the scouting reports, it's good to see that there's an interest in it. So I've had a blast doing it. I've had a blast interacting with you guys. It's been awesome to see everybody get involved. So we're going to do that today. We'll be back a little later on over the weekend, probably with a scouting report as well. And then we've got that kickabout. Now, I did put a post in the community tab. Again, like I said yesterday, always go check out the community tab. There's all sorts of stuff in there. And I did put a post in there today because I want your guys' input regarding the topic of the kickabout, or one of the big topics we're going to be talking about on the kickabout. So make sure you go check the community tab. Always links to different things in there, all sorts of special announcements. That's where I put it all. So if you don't miss out on stuff. So that's what we're doing today. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Remember, a couple days left to get 20% off in the United vs. Everybody online store. Brand new design in there yesterday. If you guys saw that, celebrating the class of 92. I'm a big fan of the class of 92. That was my pick for the next statue at Old Trafford, was the entire class of 92. But y'all let me know what you think about some of those designs. But yes, 20% off for the next couple of days. So go check it out. One-of-a-kind gear. None of it goes to the Glazers, and it won't break the bank. So let's see who's in the channel before we get stuck in, who's in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Danny is on Orozco watch. Yeah, I did watch a little bit of it earlier. So obviously the qualifiers. Is the qualifiers, I think, the under-17 World Cup situation, or is it the Euros? I can't keep track anymore. Too many of these youth World Cups going around these days. But he was playing for Colombia. I think they were playing France today. I think they ended up losing 2-0. But Orozco, man, and Danny, I don't know what you think about Orozco, dude. He is, he looks very, very good. I'm very, very happy with this. Vivell cooking. He's comfortable on the ball. He wants the ball. He's constantly moving in and around midfield because he wants to make himself just a constant option for his teammates. His positioning is very, very good. Just good movement, good reading of the game from Orozco. And I'm not just saying that because he's our player now. He's just, if I hadn't watched him, I was watching him play, I would think the same thing. And I always keep a lookout for young players who have a good footballing IQ, have a good reading of the game, a good sense of positioning, good movement at a young age, because that's the kind of stuff that usually can take years to get. And so really happy with that signing. He looks really, really good. Good, tidy young player. It's unfortunate that obviously they lost, but it is what it is. Somebody who didn't lose looks like Ireland a route through to the last 16 of the 17 World Cup, man. That is awesome. Big up Ireland. Big up Norway, too. Shout out to Jarvis. I guess Norway qualified yesterday as well. So, yes, we'll do a happy round of applause for Ireland. I haven't checked and see, Danny, who else is qualified for it already. Let me know. I haven't been watching the qualifiers. Just haven't had time. Been just busy. Got to wrap up this last presentation for my PFA class. I started that Players Care Certificate course, trying to plan all these streams out. And not all of them I can watch simply because I don't get Fox Soccer Plus. I do get FS1, FS2, though. But Danny says he's a proper leader, Orozco, orchestrating his back line and players. Yeah, his reading of the game is awesome, man. I love it. So Danny says Argentina lost to Mexico in pens earlier. Can you imagine no Argentina in the World Cup? You remember a couple of years ago when Netherlands didn't qualify, Wasn't there a season or a year when Italy did not qualify either? Sorry, that was my coffee mug. Today's a coffee day for sure, man. I was out tying one on with the lads last night downtown, and I'm old now, so staying out past like 9, I'm like falling asleep. But it was good times. Love chatting and love hanging out with those guys. So Danny says was on FS2 earlier. Ireland game was on Irish TV channel. Well, big up, man. So let's get stuck in, you guys. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe and make sure you get your thoughts in as we go along. And let's get into it, starting with my first player on the list today, and that is Toby Collier. Collier is an interesting case because it's not like he came through the academy as like a 15 or 16-year-old. I mean, we got him from Brighton's academy, kind of like what we did with Aiden Heaven. We got him from Brighton, and he's going to be 22 soon. He's been at United for maybe 2.5 years now, maybe 3 tops. So he wasn't like young, but he's going to be 22 very, very soon. It looked like he was kind of just being easily kind of transitioned into the first team under Erik ten Hag. You remember he got some minutes under ten Hag, but then started picking up injuries and things kind of went sideways a little. It's a shame too, because if you guys have watched the channel for a while, you know I like Collier. I rate Toby Collier. He gets stuck in. His reading of the game and his positioning are very, very good. He knows where to be in different situations, which is rare to see in someone so young. He definitely has fight. He definitely has mentality. Like I said, he wants to get stuck in, and that's things that we were sorely missing. And so in midfield especially, I thought there was a really good qualities. He ended up going to West Brom this season on loan. It's where he is now, but the injuries just aren't going away, unfortunately. He picked up a hamstring issue recently as well. He missed a lot of games for United, even when he was in and around the first team. And being a loanee, in general, he's not a regular starter for the Baggies. I think he's got just 2 starts, around 214-ish minutes or so for them this season on loan. It's not unheard of for loan players to not get minutes. It just is what it is. But he has made 10 appearances for West Brom this season. He's got an assist against Preston North End last month as well. So contributing, I mean, it's midfield. Your opportunities to contribute, with goal involvements are limited. But when he has started, Collier's done very well. Against Millwall, for instance, he had 4 tackles, 4 clearances, 2 interceptions, won 7 out of 10 of his duels. Excellent against Preston in that aforementioned match where he was actually more of a creator, getting forward more in that match. He had an assist. He created 2 chances, completed 100% of his crosses that match. He's like, it looks like he's fit now. He was a late sub against Oxford last weekend, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if he's back in. But again, the hamstrings, you guys know me and hamstrings. I'm not all about it. I avoid those like the plague. But he could be an asset for us if he stays fit. I think he's definite upgrade, maybe even on Ugarte in many ways, but maybe not in some ways. But I think just the injuries, the fact that he's 22 almost and hasn't really been nailed down a regular spot, it is what it is. If he can't shake those, we'll see. Danny says time to sell him, maybe offer to Wolves. There you go. There's a good shout. I mean, he'll probably represent a big chunk of change for us too when it comes to PSR. But yeah, I think, and if you ask me right now, Collier, what his future looks like, I would say it really doesn't look bright at United. He'll do a job someplace else very easily. He can go down to like Middlesbrough or something and probably do very, very well in the Championship and be just fine. I don't have a problem with that. But Collier, I had high hopes for him. The guy just can't stay fit, unfortunately. So it is what it is, but we will keep an eye on him at West Brom and see how he does the remainder of the season. So, and like Danny says, like we went through the academy yesterday, we've got a lot of midfielders. The midfielders at the academy level we are just stocked right now. So I'm always happy to see that though. But moving on, one midfielder to another, Dan Gore. Sort of the poster boy for what a successful loan spell looks like, because he is balling out at Rotherham right now. He started all 14 matches. He's got 1,200 minutes so far this season. 21 years old now. He's putting in some solid performances, Dan Gore. He got an assist at the weekend against Lincoln recently. So he's doing very, very well. He's kind of just does everything in midfield. A little bit like the Elliot Anderson of Rotherham right now. He just does it all. He's combative. He's tenacious, covers a lot of ground. He keeps possession kind of ticking and cycling around. He creates opportunities, creates chances. He makes tackles. He wins his duels. He does everything you literally, if he could stay fit, Dan Gore would be a perfect midfielder for us. He had the most tackles in the match against Mansfield. He had the most passes completed against Northampton Town. Sorry, Ethan Wheatley. We'll get to you later. He's got excellent tackle and interception percentiles this year. And he can play multiple positions in midfield. But I think he will do very well in a Ruben Amorim system. He is literally like a younger version of Elliot Anderson, even though he's only, a year or two younger. I'd like to see his passing range improve a bit, just because I think that as a midfielder, if you really want to be one of the modern, like all-around midfielders, like your Tonali, like your Guimaraes, these guys, Enzo Fernandez even, you have to at least try to work on the passing range a little bit. This is where Ugarte really struggles for me. Or even Manu in some degree, because I think that Manu's passing range is not where I would like it to be. I'm not saying you have to be a 10 out of 10 in everything, but if you really want to be a modern, well-rounded, all-around midfielder, you have to at least work on that a little bit. But if you remember, he was also at Rotherham last season on loan, but he actually got a hairline fracture in his foot that cut that loan short, and he did return to United for treatment and recovery for that. But he's back there now. They love him there. If he can stay fit, this could be a huge turning point for Dan Gore, this loan move, because he's doing everything you need him to do. He's staying fit. And when it comes to taking the next step in his development, this loan could prove to be a masterstroke. What are you guys saying? Danny says Gore's way too good. I mean, he's showing he's got something, isn't he? Because he's doing an absolutely fantastic job at Rotherham. I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from him so far. Danny said he's winning me over again. You remember he was coming in preseason under Ten Hag, and it looked for a second like, okay, we have something. And then just these injuries, man. It's similar to like Lacey injuries. Sorry if it's rude if I drink coffee, but I'm very, very tired from late last night. I had clients today and stuff too. So Fridays are pretty busy around here. Moving on. Get your thoughts in on Dan Gore, or Denger, as United View calls him. Shout out to United View. Moving on. Ethan Wheatley. So he's at Northampton Town this season, Ethan Wheatley, and he has not lost any of that fire, any of that energy. He still presses from the front like a madman, like a demon. He recently he played Mansfield. He harassed Mansfield's defenders every time they had the ball. He was forcing turnovers. He was forcing sloppy passes. He was forcing them to kick ball out of play. He won a corner by pressing and just forcing that ball back. He give away a few fouls doing that, but I don't mind, because he is a pest. And I always say when they're trying to play out slowly, and you can tell that the defenders or the goalkeeper are not super comfortable, you want to press them, because it's not about winning the ball. Sometimes it's just about forcing just a sloppy long ball that you can easily get on the end of, or it just goes out of touch for a throw in. It just doesn't hurt. You don't have to do it to the point where you pull something, but just put a little bit of pressure. You don't want to make it easy on him. Wheatley always seems to find space to cause trouble, especially in the box. He's got really good movement. He's a big guy. He knows how to use his size to win duels. I like what I see. Problem is, I need him to score goals. This was my criticism at the academy level for a while. This is my criticism to see him, because he did this at United when he came in for a couple matches under Ten Hag. He ran around a lot. He just needs to score goals. He is a striker. He's only scored twice in 15 matches so far this season. So I need him to start putting away these chances, getting on the ball. But right now, I think what's most important for him is just getting minutes, first team football. He was at Walsall, I think, last season as well on loan, wasn't really getting a whole lot of goals. So the rest of the season is going to be huge for him. I'm eager to see what his goal return looks like when it's all done and dusted. But I think that I like his fire. I like his energy. I like what he brings to that as well. Danny has not watched much of him. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to watch, for me anyway, some of like the League One, League Two leagues. Just Championship, I have access to that regularly. But some of these clubs have like YouTube channels that they'll just stream the matches, though, if you can find them. So yeah, his finishing was iffy. It got better that last season in the academy. It's just his finishing is just hit or miss. But when it's on, it's on. When it's not, he can be super frustrating. But it is what it is. Big up, Jim. Jim in the house. No problem, man. Happy to have you here. Hope you're having a good Friday. Let me know what you guys have got going on this weekend, what you guys got going on Friday. I'm going to be chilling tonight, probably making some ramen. I told you guys when I was at Bill's a couple weeks ago, we had like a guys' night, He made some Wagyu. It was the first time I ever had Wagyu. I can't eat anything but Wagyu. So I found a small piece of Wagyu at the grocery store today. I'm going to put it on my ramen. It's going to be amazing. It is what it is. I just told him I'm either going to never eat steak again or I'm going to spend a lot of money on steak because I cannot eat anything other than Wagyu. And that's not me being bougie. That's just me just getting spoiled now with the fact that Wagyu is so good. But we'll see what happens with Wheatley. Hopefully he will be doing his thing again. Big up. How you doing? As if I know. Welcome back. He says, at last, at least you have done a Lone Watch. No other fan channels are. Well, at least not just talking about Amos. Well, we'll get to Amos. If you missed it, I did an Academy watch the other day. So we went through the Academy, a lot of the under 21s, most of the big names in the under 18s as well. So was saving that for this international break. But big up. I'm really just glad that there are people out there who are interested in some of the shit that I'm interested in, whether that's scouting report, whether that's the Academy, whether that's, these like looking around at other leagues and stuff. It's cool. At least there's other people like me who are a bit dorky when it comes to that, but I'm all right. But big up. Casper's in the house. Hope you're doing well, man. We are just going through. We talked a little bit about Collier. We talked a little bit about Dan Gore. We just finished up talking about Ethan Wheatley. Now we're moving on to someone that we know very, very well on this channel. If you guys have been following for a while, we have been following this guy's lone progress since he was at BW Linz, and that's Radek Vitek. Absolute baller. 2 man of the match performances this season already on loan at Bristol City. He's Bristol's player of the month in August after match-saving performances against both Charlton and Hull. Center back scouting report from Hull a while back. You guys remember who that was? Let us know. He's got the 7th best save percentage in the championship. He's 3rd right now for saves per 90, 5th for goals prevented. But that's nothing new for our guy Radek, man. He's been balling out for almost 2 years now. We've talked about him so much, but in case you're not super familiar with Radek Vitek, he's got excellent reflexes. He's quick off his line, commands his box. He's good in the air. He's an absolute unit at 6.5 foot tall. I saw this chart pop up the other day about goalkeepers this season in terms of in the championship alone, how they're doing. So championship goalkeepers, goals prevented, cross-claiming. So the y-axis is cross-to-stop percentage, and the x-axis is goals prevented per 90. Vitek is literally in the top right corner, meaning he is besting everybody when it comes to cross-to-stop, and he's besting everybody for like both metrics, basically. So that top right corner is where you want to be, and he is doing an absolute bang-up job in the championship. Like this guy, I would have wanted him to replace Onana at a time because I think he's that good, Vitek. I'd like to see his distribution improve a little bit. It's like literally his only weaker area is just like not having a good, like accurate passing range. I don't really care that much for goalkeepers. It doesn't really matter to me. Just hoof it, get rid of it. I don't care. He did not have a great game recently against Stoke. He made an error that led to a goal for the Potters, but he's young. He will make mistakes. 22 is very, very, very young for a goalkeeper, but he did get into the championship team of the week again. I don't remember if I think this might be the 2nd or 3rd time he's been in the championship team of the week too this season. The guy's balling out. Like he absolutely is balling out, man. It's impressive. What we got here? We'll get there, Asif. I got you covered, man. Don't worry about that. I got everybody covered. If you watch the Academy show, you'll notice I didn't mention I didn't mention like Reece Bennett or not, just because of what's going on with him. It is what it is. He lost his father recently. Casper says, hate the international break. Rubbish, no proper football. Well, it is qualifiers, so we are starting to see some teams qualify. Jarvis says that Norway qualified yesterday, so shout out Norway, shout out Jarvis. Tactical Devils, if you know, you know. Danny came in hot with Ireland have now qualified, so big up Ireland. I'm excited. No, I don't know if you guys are who you guys are rooting for, who you guys watching, who do you think could win? We'll do a little bit of World Cup watch this summer. Maybe we'll do a bracket or something. We'll get interactive with it. We'll see. I don't normally do the brackets. Last time I did one, I picked Spain to win, and they sacked their coach like the day before. And I was like, well, there goes my entire bracket. I'm like, this is F, dude. What it is. Danny says, he's just as good as Lamons. I said it. Hey, big talk, man. Big tech. Yeah, Lamons' feet are just better. Yeah, it's almost a shame in some ways if you want to get nitpicky that we grab Lamons, because I do think Vitek would be just as fine personally. I'm not saying I wanted Lamens for a while. I just, unfortunately, I do think that Vitek's probably going to get sold. We don't tend to stick with our young keepers from the Academy United. We let a lot of them go, right? Like Joel Pereira's gone. Johnstone left. Who else? You guys help me out. Henderson's gone as well. Matty Kovar was the one I've always been bummed about. He was absolutely balling out during his loan, and then he obviously won so much with Leverkusen a few years back. Matty Kovar still hurts. I can't talk about it too long, or else I would get sad, and no one wants to see a 40-year-old man cry. Oh, it was just the 17s. Well, you had me all excited, Danny. So, yeah, I haven't been following the qualifiers as closely, but we'll see. But you guys let me know who you're rooting for, who you think is going to be lifting that trophy at the end of the summer. So let's move on to another player here. Keep making sure to like and subscribe, everybody. Let's talk about Jack Morehouse. Because he's doing very well. Another youngster who's getting minutes, right? At Leyton Orient. Not a lot of starts, but he is getting some minutes. He does tend to do very, very well, though, when he does start. Now, he started against Peterborough in September and was man of the match in that one. He scored his first senior goal, completed 3 out of 3 dribbles, 4 out of 6 ground duels, doing very, very well. Started against Aston Villa's under-21s recently, providing an assist, 3 tackles, an interception, and 2 out of 2 long balls as well. His passing and his long ball accuracy are well above average, so he can be a bit of that deep-lying distributor who also brings with him a little bit of physicality as well. And so I think that's a really good combination. He's technical. He's got an engine. He's got good dribbling. His link up is good. Can drop deep to collect the ball as well, and he can drive it up the pitch. Everything you need from him. His decision-making, still a little raw. Needs to get his head up more often, needs to find his teammates a bit sooner, but he's young. I'm not going to nitpick too much about it. Just saying where he can improve because he's not even 20 yet. He'll be 20 at the end of the month. So we'll see if he's ready to maybe do a squad role or maybe if a loan at a higher level at a championship club maybe is the next stage in his development. Like I said, we have a lot of academy youngsters. I am fully aware, though, that very small, a handful of them are probably ever going to see first team minutes at United. That's just part of it. Not everybody who comes through the academy is quality for United. It just is the way it is. So we'll see if Morehouse is one of those who's good but not good enough, and maybe he's just not the best of the bunch that we have in that position. Do not know. Casper says, I can't believe it's Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup before retiring. He'll find a way. If he hasn't found a way to get some sort of cyborg body parts to extend his playing career, he will. But we're getting there. These aren't in alphabetical order or anything. I just randomly, as I was remembering them, I made a list and just going through it. But we are getting there. But let me know what you think about Morehouse. I know he's a name that a lot of guys have spoken about several times, along with like guys like Fitzgerald and whatnot. They're those kind of names that always seem to pop up in the conversation. So, but ask and you shall receive, Asif. Ethan Ennis. So kind of like even Galbraith a few years ago, I'll get to go see this guy live when Dylan and I are there next month because we are going to a Salford match and they are playing Fleetwood Town. So excited to see that. Justin and I got to go to Salford when they played Crew, and that's when Ethan Galbraith was playing at Salford, and he was very, very good. So I'm excited. Ennis will be 21 next month. He's already spent some time on loan. He was 6 months at Doncaster last season, and he provided the assist that helped Doncaster get promoted as well. So balling out. He was balling out in the academy last year. If you guys remember, we were talking about this kid all the time. Doing pretty well this season. 7 starts for Fleetwood Town, 2 goals, 1 assist as well. But he announced himself in style during his loan. He scored on his debut for Fleetwood, where he started as a 10 that match, despite naturally being a left winger. And so a little bit of versatility there. Maybe that's a good for an amorim system, able to play as like a left wing /10. Maybe he'll do great on like a Cunha understudy. But in that match, he created 2 chances. He had 2 shots on target out of 2 shots total, 2 tackles, and 1 6 out of 11 duels for a winger. It's pretty good. Against Colchester later on, another great showing, 2 out of 2 shots on target, 2 tackles, 1 interception. Like, Ennis is just a good winger. Now, is he United level good? Remains to be seen, young, but I like what I see. He's a good dribbler, 2-footed. His shots on target numbers are very, very good. He's press resistant too. He's good on the ball. His decision-making will improve. That's just part of getting older, but I like what I see so far. But yeah, he can play pretty much anywhere across that front line. He's doing really, really, really well. As if I says it once, is it worth rating? If you've watched enough of them to rate them, it's hard to know what the rating. What would you rate for that? How ready are they to be in the first team or not? I mean, it's hard to tell. It really is. But I mean, we can do that maybe sometimes towards the end of the season when the summer's all done and dusted. We can take a look and kind of go through. We can do a ranking system, maybe like go through all the academy and the loanees and rank them like they're the next player to break it. Not quite yet, needs time, whatever. We can do something like that if that's something you guys are interested in doing. So yeah, let us know. Yeah, he's got a bit of that dog in him, man. I like him. He just looking at him. He looks like he's got that like Wayne Rooney kind of vibe to him. The way he looks, he's just got that like, yeah, I'm not taking shit kind of mentality. Oh man, I needed that sip. That was a good sip. You ever like just the right sip at the right time of coffee? It's just everything to me. Stephanie's in the house. Big up, Stephanie. Hope you're doing well today. How's your Friday going? What you got going on tonight? What do you got going on this weekend? Let me know how your week's been. I'm always interested to hear how everyone's getting on during the week. It's not just footy. We're a community. Part of that is chatting about just life sometimes, man. But I hope you're doing well. So that's Ethan Ennis. I'm excited to see him when we're there. We're getting sweets, so we're a little further away, but I'm excited. But I'll let you guys know. If I can get, I'll do what I can. Maybe I can go snag a photo and ask him some questions, but we'll see how it goes. But moving on. Enzo Kanabayek, one of the more recent additions to our academy. Enzo, he actually skipped the academy altogether and went on loan straight away, really. I mean, we signed him and then we put him right out into Lausanne Sport, which is where he is now. He did have 9 goals for Le Havre's under 19s when we signed him, so maybe we just saw something there and said just throw him right into first team football. I think we need to utilize that Ineos like multi-club ownership more often. Like send some people to Nice, send some people to Lausanne. Like I don't see the problem with that. He scored his first goal for Lausanne last weekend though, but he's only played about 240 minutes, just 2 starts so far for him. But he's a good little forward. He's athletic. He's tall. He's 6 foot. Very good movement. Very good positioning off the ball. Really good work rate. Very impressive. He's quick despite being taller as well, a little bit like Rashford in that regard. He can play as a lone striker. He can play as a front 2. He's tend to play in a front 2 at Lausanne, so he can kind of play in and out, kind of like Amora or Marmouche or something like that. But he's mainly been used as a sub, getting 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there. But he's only 18, so limited numbers and a loanee is going to be expected. But his recent start and his goal, taking, again, part of being young, part of getting these opportunities is taking advantage of them and grabbing with both hands. You know, when you come on, you're given the start and you score a goal. That's what you need. That's all you can do. That's all you can ask of yourself. And so we'll see if he gets more minutes following this international break. But really like what he's doing so far. Casper says 2 points dropped in our last match. Yeah, I called it 2 points drop. I thought we should. It's the mentality thing, man. Stevie says, all good, thanks. Counting the days till United play again. Aren't we all? It's Monday, too. Don't forget, it's a Monday night football match against Everton. So I think Dylan's trying to come out this way, and maybe we'll go to a pub and watch that if they get the channel that it's on. So Danny says, haven't watched him, just highlights when we signed him. Yeah, he's doing pretty well now that he's grabbed his goal. I'm interested to see what he does. Danny says, what are you seeing? Is he better? It's hard to say if I think he's better. They're very different players, in my opinion. So when they're clearly different profiles, like it's a difference between like what we talked about the other day between like Cheeto and Musa. They're both like 9s, I guess you can call it, but they're so different in the way they play. It's hard to I would want both of them in the side because like they present such different profiles and different styles that you want both. When we stopped playing Musa like he was Cheeto and started letting him play like his style, like a mobile, fast, pacey forward, we got the most out of him. And I think that Enzo is kind of similar, very different to Cheeto, but he reminds me a lot of Rashford, Enzo, just the way Rashford is, tall, quick, good shot. Can not really a 9, but can play up there. So, but we'll see. We want him to get on loan. He went straight from Le Havre's under 19s to United to Lausanne. So we saw something in him. So I trust Vivell, I trust Wilcox, I trust these guys to get these players in and get them the best moves. That's what Johnny Evans' job is now, to get these guys good loan moves that will utilize, get some minutes out of them and give them good opportunities to learn and develop. So, but he's still young. We probably won't be seeing his name in and around the first team for another year or so, I'd imagine. So, moving on, Habib Ogunai. Another youngster who had me not wanting to spend big on a young right wing back this summer, because we've got a lot of them. He's on loan right now at Newport County. He started 12 matches this season. He has also scored a goal this season as well from that right back position. But it was against MK Dons where he scored. And in that match, he put in a hell of a performance. 5 of 6 duels, 3 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 clearance. Guy is a old school, flat out attacking fullback. His goal came as the result of a very powerful run. He got on the end of a nice little pass in the box. So a little bit of that overlap, getting around the backside, someone just slipping that ball through, and he just blasted it. He literally just blasted it, fired in high, top post, top bins, near post. Got it in, man. He's quick. He's strong. He got an engine. He can run for days. He gets into the box, which I really, really like. Kind of like what we saw from Frimpong at Leverkusen, just gets into the box. But he puts in a defensive shift as well. Like I said, 5 of 6 duels, 3 tackles, 2 interceptions against MK Dons was awesome. Again, another example of the loan system doing its job. He's getting minutes against grown men in English football, and that's the idea of getting these players on loan. You want them in similar challenges, similar environment, similar weather, age, like competition. We've got, like, even the academy, sometimes they play in these cup ties against grown men, 35-year-old men. So I have no problem with it. Ogunai was training with the first team under Ten Hag. He'll be 20 soon. So again, another player like Camison, who's like old enough, in my opinion. Like, this is why I didn't think we need Giovanni Quenda, who's like 17, 18 at the time. We got Camison, we got Montato, we've got Ogunai. It's not too far-fetched to think, maybe Ten Hag saw him as someone to be brought into the first team. We'll see what Ruben Amorim thinks. But I don't think we need to go spend money on a young right wing back when we have guys like this in the academy, personally. But that's just me. Danny likes Musa. Yeah, Musa looks good. Like I said, when we stop playing Musa, that's like trying to play Rashford like Ibrahimovic or like Lukaku. Like, it's just not going to get. It's like how we did with Højlund, right? Højlund's not a hold-up striker. Just stop. When we stopped trying to play Musa like he was Cheeto, he looked a lot better. Then he wants to know how much time Ogunai has on his contract. Well, let me check. I can check for you. Ogunai contract. He does expire the end of May, so we'll see what we can do. He's got, he does expire. So, the loan expires the end of May. 4.5-year contract. So he's here till like 2029. No, we're good. We are good. Casper says we should beat Everton. Meant to say if we don't get Everton, we're going to struggle. Well, I think if we get a key player signed in January, Casper, I think that could be the difference between top 4 and not top 4. I honestly got to think that the right signing in January could make the difference. I think that is how we have to keep momentum going, unfortunately. And we just don't have a track record of doing that, but it is whole new structure. We did get Dorgu in January. I'd like to think that we can get a midfielder. If we did something just banana balls crazy and went and got Elliot Anderson for like 80 million in January and just said, fuck it, here's a blank check, I'm calling it right now. Top 4 is on, but we'll see. So that's Ogunai. I like Ogunai a lot. I think he has everything to be playing at a higher level. Whether or not that's at United remains to be seen, but we've got Camison in the academy. I'd rather let Ogunai go continue to get his minutes for the rest of the season, and then we'll revisit that in the summer, because I don't think we need to go sign someone like Roger Fernandez or Giovanni Quenda or something. We've got so many players older than that in the academy. So, but let me know your thoughts. A couple more to go here. Ethan Williams scored his first goal for Falkirk recently, got an assist too in that match. He was also man of the match against Kilmarnock as well recently. So he's doing very, very well. Got a pair of assists against Hibs in September. He also created 3 chances in that match. 1 goal, 3 assists right now for him this season. He's 3rd in that league right now for assists per 90, 9th for big chances too. So doing very, very good job. He's left winger. He's quick. He's direct. He's got an eye for goal. He's 2-footed, very good in 1v1s. Old school winger, kind of like maybe, I guess winger is not, maybe, again, another player reminds me a little bit of Rashford, just the way he plays. Like to see him work on his crossing. Again, that's why I say he reminds me of Rashford, but because he rarely finds his targets. I think he wants to score more than anything, but I think his ability to get the ball up the pitch, drive possession forward, I think that's superb for someone who's as young as he is. He'll be 20 soon, and he really is still kind of in that, needs minutes to develop kind of phase. He already spent half a season on loan. He was at Cheltenham last year. In January, he left. Got 2 goals, 2 assists, including a 30-yard lob for them last year, so very, very good. If he keeps it up, he's got a strong chance of maybe getting some vital minutes in preseason when some of his teammates are maybe at the World Cup and whatnot. I'd like to see him maybe get in around. Same with someone like Lucille or something who we spoke about the other day. Maybe a role as an understudy to Cunha could be around the corner late preseason, but Danny says, my boy, I like Williams. Think he could push through. Yeah, he's got everything in him. I think he's one that a lot of people have forgotten about, Danny. And that's why I like to do this. So people are reminded, like when they're all talking about these young wingers at like Salzburg and stuff, I'm like, we have players in the academy right now or on loan who are older in some ways and doing just fine. I think we need to be looking through that. So Casper says, I hear Xerxes will be sold by us. I've read that he will not be sold in January. So I don't know. We'll do a news roundup when there's more news to talk about. I saw us linked to a youngster today, sporting. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think his name's Salvador Balaupa, I think his name. I personally am not buying it because, again, dig a little deeper, and that kid's that we're linked to, the 18-year-old, he's like a left wing back. His contract's actually up in the summer. And so lo and behold, somebody's contract's up. United's name get thrown, former manager's name gets thrown in there. We've seen it time and time again, but I'm not convinced necessarily, but you never know. Could be wrong. Moving on, Ethan Williams. Let's go to my next name on the list. That's Harry Amos. We're getting there sooner or later. So he scored for Sheffield Wednesday last weekend, and Wednesday's manager, Henrik Peterson, spoke about this after. He says, the young man who came into Sheffield Wednesday and the young man who just left the stadium today are 2 different humans. They are 2 different players. I don't know about you. I've seen Harry Amos complete, like he pole vaulted over whatever barrier it was, whether it was physicality or mentality. He pole vaulted right over it. And he's leveled up his game this season. And I'd agree with what Peterson said. If you recall, I didn't think Amos was even ready for the physicality of academy football last season because he was getting muscled off the ball left and right. And I still think I was right at the time just watching him play. But since he joined Sheffield Wednesday, he's been playing at left wing back in that system. So they play with wing backs. He's improved a lot. He's done very, very well. He's worked on that physical side of his game, but he's also still utilizing that good movement, that good dribbling that we've seen from him. He's utilizing that to the full potential now. He can drive forward. He's top 5% right now for progressive carries and successful take-ons. He gets into advanced positions to receive the ball. He has an eye for a pass. He creates chances. He's in the top 20% right now for shot creating actions. He started 11 matches right now for Sheffield Wednesday. He has 1 goal, top 25% for aerial duels, top 35% for defensive contributions, and top 17% for tackles too. So like I said, he's developed that physical side of his game in men's football in England. So he's doing very, very well. Man of the match against Portsmouth in September, where he had 4 tackles, 5 interceptions, 8 clearances, 8 of 11 duels, 2 out of 2 dribbles, and he created a chance. That was a beast mode performance for him against Portsmouth. He won the most duels against Middlesbrough. He had 8 duels. So again, he's really stepped up his game in terms of physicality and just that doggedness to him. Now, as of right now, his loan is actually technically up in January. So unless Sheffield Wednesday and United decide, okay, it's better for him to go get minutes because maybe there's not a space for him right now, unless they choose to do that, he's coming back in January. But we'll see. I know Sheffield Wednesday were struggling, that their players weren't even getting paid and shit, so maybe that was a financial thing. But I don't have a problem with him staying there, getting his minutes, and then we can reassess in the summer. But we'll see. I've seen reports that he will be staying for the rest of the year, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Danny says, haven't watched much, to be honest. Sean. Stephanie says, Amos will make it 100%. There was a time, Stephanie, where it was dicey. I just couldn't see him getting over the physicality barrier, but he's absolutely been on fire. Happy to be proven wrong, man. I'm so happy for him. Castro says, Harry Amos at Sheffield Wednesday is a decent loan for him this season. Yeah, he's doing very well. Danny says, bring him back. You ever see that movie, The Martian, with Matt Damon, and the poster just said, bring him home, and it had like, we need one of those for Harry Amos. We need one of those for Alvaro Carreras. Just bring him home and just have him on the poster. But yeah, I'm another instance of the loan system just doing its job, man. I'm very happy for that. Moving on to a couple more. We got a couple little wrap up here. Eli Harrison. So not too long ago, Harrison was our under 21s player of the year. He's a keeper. He's comfortable on the ball, good reflexes, good shot stopping. He started his loan spell at Shrewsbury brightly. That's where he is right now, Shrewsbury. But a few poor performances saw him drop to the bench. He had a howler against Notts County where he had committed an error that led to a goal and a 4-1 loss. Safe to say, though, his loan is not going to plan. Nowhere near as good as Vitek's doing. He's been an unused sub for over a month now, Eli Harrison. I think it's probably time to recall him, find a new club for him in January where he can go get minutes. And just, it's important to get minutes. It just is what it is. You can say, yeah, keepers are young, they're not going to play. But what's the point of the loan then if he's not going to play? So find a club who needs a young keeper. If maybe there's somebody down in like League One, League Two whose keeper has been injured or something, just go let him get minutes, man. Just that's what we need. So we'll see how it goes for Eli Harrison for the rest of the season, if he'll get trusted with some more minutes after some of those howlers. But so far, not looking great. So recall him, let him find another loan for him, let Johnny Evans earn that paycheck. So moving on to another name a lot of people probably won't be familiar with. Sonny Algiofri scored against Harrison in a 4-1 thrashing a few months ago, but he's a young center back. He's at Notts County right now, where he leaves everything on the pitch when he plays. His performances are up and down, but he plays like he leaves everything on the pitch. 8 starts this season, a goal against Shrewsbury. He's good in his duels, comfortable on the ball. He's dangerous on set pieces, Sonny. I'm not sure why he suddenly stopped getting minutes. Maybe just competition for spots, maybe just normal rotation, maybe just because you tend to opt for your players over young loan players as a manager. I don't know what it is, but he's just a name a lot of people aren't super familiar with. But yeah, the young center back, again, another one on loan, doing his thing. He'll probably get more minutes. I'm not worried about him. I don't see him breaking into the first team in the future. And that does not mean he's bad. Does he stand out over someone like Fredrickson, Aiden Heaven? Probably not for me, but we'll see what happens there. Well, let me know if you guys are watching any Notts County this season. I have not watched a ton. So 2 more to go. Joe Hugo. So he's at Barnet, but he's just not playing. He didn't exactly have a stellar debut for Barnet either. Against Newport in the EFL Cup, he just didn't get involved. Fewest touches. All of his shots were blocked. And then when the match went to pens, he struck the post, so he missed his pen too. So not off to a flying start. He did play the next 2 matches, but again, just wasn't getting involved, wasn't getting touches, wasn't seeing the ball, just wasn't impacting the game. And he hasn't been involved since. Now, he, as a striker, he's kind of like it's hard to describe. Let's see how I would describe him. Maybe like the way Holland's kind of playing a little bit. Runs in behind the defense, good, strong left foot. He's tall. He's good on the ball. But he's 22 now, Joe Hugo. His contract will be up in the summer. He's been on 5 loans. I just get the feeling he's probably just going to walk for free. He's probably just someone's going to get the pick of him and get a striker. Hopefully he can rekindle his career that maybe someplace down in like League One or something to start. I mean, go to Wrexham or something. I don't know. But again, just needs to find himself a club where he's going to get minutes, a club that's going to back him and just put some confidence in him and just find his love for the game again. But he's just not playing. So I feel like Joe Hugel's been one that has been here forever, but because he's just been on loan. He was so bright as a young player. That's why he's been on so many loans. It just hasn't quite gone his way, unfortunately. So, but let's see. If you guys are watching any of Barnett, let me know what you think of him. But again, contract's up in the summer. I just think the writing's on the wall. But one more to go here. Louis Jackson. This is literally the only photo I could find of Louis Jackson. There was a lot of hope for this kid a while back. He even from a young age, he was a United fan. He had a season ticket to United when he was 5 years old. This is the kind of player that we love to embrace at United, right? Local, they come through the academy from a young age. They go to matches when they were young. Like, he was the youngest player to feature for our reserves when he was just 15 years old. He was on the bench against Coventry in the FA Cup semifinal a few years back. He was on the bench for a couple of Premier League matches as well. He's composed, good positioning. His decision-making's always been solid as well. He's physical. I like what I see. He went on loan to Tranmere not that long ago, did not get a sniff at all. 4 appearances this season so far for Solihull Moors, so he's not as if he's getting a ton of minutes either. He's 20, so we can say, okay, that's young for a CB, but I want him to get minutes. It's about getting minutes, so that's our main concern. And my main concern is not Solihull. Our main concern is Jackson. He's our player. The whole point is to go get him minutes. So again, kind of like Eli Harrison, maybe there's something in here. Maybe we need to recall him, finding another, because a 20-year-old center back, as good as he is, I think he could go get minutes someplace and do just fine. So I don't know what you guys think about Louis Jackson. Are you guys familiar with Louis Jackson? Are you familiar with Saniel Joffrey? We've got a lot of center backs out here who I think people have forgotten about. Casper says, it's a shame Hugo ain't getting minutes. Yeah, it really is, unfortunately. I think the writing's been on the wall for Hugo for a while now. I said it going into last season. I said it going into this season. Didn't look like we ever just up in that contract. And so I think when that happens, the writing is on the wall, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But those are the players that we have out on loan currently. Quite a few, right? I think there's probably some in there that some of us probably weren't even familiar with. But it's a good reminder that the academy is strong. The academy is producing talent. It's nice to get it back to where it used to be, because there was a dip there for a number of years where we weren't really utilizing it as much. But it's good. It's the strongest I've seen it in a while. A lot of good players in the academy. We've got guys like JJ Gabriel, who's 15, who is rocking up for the under 16s one day, the very next day playing in the under 18s and scoring goals. We've got under 21s who literally are just stacked to the brim. Like, there's players in there that aren't getting as much minutes, not because they're bad, just because we have too many good players and we're just rotating all of them. And so more loans. We'll see if anyone's got the opportunity to break into the first team soon. I'd love to see how this summer preseason tour looks when it comes to some of these youngsters. As always, like I said before, leave your comments, leave your thoughts if you weren't able to catch live. Who of the academy players, who of these loanees do you see kind of getting into the first team next in line? With AFCON coming up, I'm pushing for guys like Lacey and Camison to come in and maybe just take a bench spot for their right-hand side, because we're losing our starting right-hand side with Mbumo and Ahmad for AFCON. So Camison, Lacey could do a very good job there. We've got guys like Cheeto obviously doing things, of Fletcher's doing things. Got a lot of good young players, and so I like the way the academy is going. Big up, Rob. Good to see you again. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, please. If you guys are new to the channel, you like what you see, check out the memberships. You want to get more involved in the content of the channel. Always, always, always go check out the community tab. Well, all the announcements, all the new stuff, all the ways you can get more involved, usually on the community tab as well. Don't forget, a couple more days to take advantage of 20% off in the United vs. Everybody store. There's a big sale going on right now, so go check that out as well. Brand new design just dropped in there yesterday too, another class of 92 one. So Danny says, Lacey, Thwaites, Montato, Abragamov. Dude, Abragamov's such a baller. Such a baller, dude. He is absolute class. But thank you guys for stopping by. I love hearing you guys' thoughts on the academy. You guys know we are big fans of the academy here on United vs. Everybody. We got another scouting report coming up for you sometime soon. We'll do another news roundup as well. Don't forget, we got that kickabout next week. Dylan and I will be back for that. So there is a post regarding that kickabout in the community tab, how you guys can get more involved, because it's going to be more of a chill vibe on that one, more of a chat. So go get involved. Let me know your thoughts on that. But take it easy, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, whatever you guys end up getting up to. As always, stay safe, but have fun. And I will see you guys on the next one.